Hello, welcome to episode 52 of Ring Takes. I am your host, Daniel Daly, still healing it up. I'm still holding on to my part of the bargain here, and I'm going to be healed until Cody Rhodes turns heel. That is the plan. So, Cody Rhodes, if you're out there, whenever you're ready, man. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, man.
Cody's in John Cena status. He ain't going heel no time soon.
It's time.
So that means we're definitely going to get heel Daniel until at least episode 100. So,
at least half the year, probably after SummerSlam. That's what I'm thinking.
Man is not turning heel anytime soon.
Come on, WWE, do the right thing. He wants to do it. Come on, he doesn't want to be. Cody Rhodes doesn't want to be dressing in suits and kissing babies and shaking hands.
He's been doing it for years.
He likes them suits. Suits are fresh.
It's all about selling merch. Okay, it's all about selling merch for Cody right now.
When was the last time Cody Rhodes was a heel? Even in AEW.
Crossroads.
That's the thing. He wasn't a heel in AEW.
He was never really a heel.
The crowd just thought he was. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was still portraying the face, but the crowd just thought he was. That's why he was doing dumb stuff like doing reverse suplexes to Andrade through flaming tables to try to get
Come back on my side. Please. No, of course, I'm joined by Brian and Lewis as always. This is episode 52. We're going to be making our Elimination Chamber picks, which takes place on Saturday at 5 in the morning, I believe. Is that right?
Woohoo!
Yes.
So it'll be an early extravaganza for me. At least I'll be up because I'll be working overnight. But quick transition with the Elimination Chamber all the way in Perth, Australia. Big event for WWE. Yet, big event. No Cody Rhodes, apparently. No Roman Reigns, apparently. No Rock, apparently. So this is all about the others on the show. Big homecoming for Rhea Ripley.
Well, we are gonna get Cody Rhodes, just not in the match. He's gonna be on the Grayson Waller effect with Seth Rollins. So we are gonna get that.
And I guarantee you, probably Roman and Rock are like in a show.
Okay. So maybe that's a 30-minute segment that they're going to have. That's how they're going to fill up time on this show.
Grayson Waller's entrance and everything itself is probably going to be extravagant because he's back in Australia.
Yes. So that will be interesting. He's going to have a lot of work to do because I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing a lot of promo, a lot of backstage segments. Should make him the host for the night, WWE. It's not too late. But let's get into our picks here. First matchup, we got Judgment Day versus New Catch Republic. Apparently, that is their new name. New Catch Republic fighting through a tag team tournament, fatal four-way that took place a couple weeks ago. They defeated Pretty Deadly, Latino World Order, and Legado del Fantasma. And DIY defeated the Creed Brothers, Imperium, and the New Day. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate getting the win over DIY on last week's SmackDown, getting this tag team title opportunity, kind of trying to rebrand the tag division while the Judgment Day has been doing their stuff with R-Truth, which has been hilarious. They really haven't been in too much tag team action. So this one picking up again in Australia, New Catch Republic versus Judgment Day. Who do you guys have for this one?
Well, I think with a lot of picks on this card, they're going to be very, very straightforward because you see how with the build on both Raw and SmackDown, how especially with the chamber matches, how they really kind of made it like obvious who the favorites are or who's gonna win. But as far as this tag team match goes, I definitely have Judgment Day retaining. This is definitely going to be probably going to, if not one of the Elimination Chambers match, this match is probably going to open the show. When you think Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, you're never going to get a poor wrestling performance out of them. You throw in Finn Balor. Now, just imagine if obviously Priest as what he does in the ring, he's very impressive. But if you subtracted him out and you put JD McDonough in this match, essentially having 4 guys from NXT in front of that crowd in Australia, because as we've seen with these PLEs. Internationally, I mean the crowds have been awesome from Puerto Rico to London. Everywhere they've gone, the crowd has responded perfectly. So you already know that this match is definitely gonna get that type of respect. But I do think at the end of the day, though, it's going to be a great match. There's going to be a lot of false finishes. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, they're going to get close. But I feel that Judgment Day is going to win because of this story with R-Truth and The Miz. I think that we're going to get. I'm hoping, even though I don't think WWE will do it because R-Truth is the treasure with what he's doing right now. I think we might get for a brief second we might get serious truth with teaming with Miz and actually making an attempt at the tag team titles. I mean, they've been telling this story with R-Truth in the Judgment Day for nearly 2 months right now. First he's in, or he thinks he's in, then he's out, or then he thinks he's out, and they've been telling this story, and obviously the history with Miz. But I think Judgment Day comes out on top.
Your pick, Lewis?
See, I was a little indecisive because part of me has been saying Judgment Day needs to lose these damn titles and we need to split them up. The way I was thinking it was a very slim chance that R-Truth could cost them the titles. But what Brian just said probably makes more sense, especially being this close to Mania season. I think it probably makes more sense that Judgment Day goes into Mania as the tag champs and probably losing to R-Truth and The Miz. That way they have a spot on the card. And obviously with how hot Truth is right now, him probably winning the titles at Mania would be a huge pop. So I see that easily happening. So I think I'm going to have to go Judgment Day as well.
I mean, I'm going to go Judgment Day as well because I think, although I would like New Catch Republic to get the tag titles because it will be a new ushering of the tag team era. You know, we're probably going to get a little bit more work rate, a little bit more title defenses as Judgment Day has been a little inconsistent with it. With all the tag teams DIY, pretty diddly. I thought that could have been a big showcase for them at WrestleMania. Having some type of ladder match, maybe a fatal 4-way like they did for the Intercontinental title a couple of years ago when they had I think 8-man ladder match or whatever that was with Dean Ambrose and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 31, I believe.
Yep.
But in general, I just thought that would be a good opportunity for those guys. WrestleMania is 2 nights. You need more matches on the card. I figured that would be a good way to go. But as you guys said, as R-Truth has been playing this in between it. I'm in the Judgment Day. I'm out the Judgment Day. He's crying on it. He said he hasn't cried since the last season of This Is Us on last
which by the way, that promo package was a masterpiece.
He is great. He's
great. That was a masterpiece.
I think WWE is going to try to ride this momentum because it's R-Truth. It's catching on. It's working. Do I want R-Truth and The Miz to win the tag titles? No, I don't. But
I do.
Again, in this way, if R-Truth gets a WrestleMania moment at this stage of his career, that's awesome because he has been there consistently. He has been doing everything. The 24/7 championship, basically, he was the reason behind it. Ushered in that, made it entertaining, made it his own. As far as that title went off the rails and stuff like that, R-Truth was at least entertaining in that. He was dancing with Carmella in the ring. He just finds a way to continuously be entertaining. So if that's the end of the road here for that, and R-Truth getting that moment at WrestleMania, and probably creating that split between the Judgment Day at this point in time, at WrestleMania, I'm fine with that. I think New Catch Republic, even though I'm not a fan of the name, I do like the tag team. I do like their work rate, and I thought that would be a way that they can get into that tag team and kind of usher in a new era of tag team wrestling for WWE, as we haven't had that refresh in a while. But I think Judgment Day is also going to retain and carry those titles into Mania. You got to figure out. You got to figure out a way to get these guys on the card.
And the fact that, and it's funny to think that the fact that they actually had this, I mean, it wasn't really announced, but they were having all these tag matches and kind of highlighting the tag team division with all these matches. It's look, we have plenty of tag teams. It's I really hope after Mania they split these titles. It's just time because there's a lot of good tag teams that just haven't been highlighted and deserve a chance to, stand out with titles and stuff. And it's just it'll make the division, it'll make tag team wrestling more interesting. Where it has, honestly, I mean, I feel like it's been picking up more lately, but we all know things are more entertaining when, you're fighting for something. And if the tag teams are just fighting just to fight, it's what's the point? You know?
Yeah, they're all fighting for third place.
Yeah, same thing with the new catch. I would love to see them win the titles, but I think they're still too new to get a title run right now. That's why I'm like, I feel like the whole point of this match is just to highlight their skills and how good they are.
I was surprised they won because I thought DIY was red hot.
I thought that too. I thought DIY was definitely gonna win.
Yeah, they've been telling this story with I think they had DIY save R-Truth. I think it was last week or this week. Because you thought they were going in that direction, but
yeah.
As far as the New Cash Republic name goes, though, I only don't like it because it sounds too similar to the other no quarters catch crew or whatever it is they call it in NXT with Drew Gulak, William Regal's son, Damon Kemp, and then the other new guy. Whatever that. I just think it sounds too similar, and even though they kind of mirror each other in a way. I know that Drew Gulak and them are more mat based, but you still Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne are kind of known for their old stable of British strong style. So they're still both hard hitting styles. So that's why the name can be confusing. But like you guys said, I mean, it's gonna be a great match. I mean, definitely, because Finn Balor, he has chemistry with both of these guys, so it's gonna be good,
especially from NXT and stuff like that when he went back down there. So definitely going to be interesting. Let's move on to the women's world title: Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. These two hard-hitting affair. Probably the first person that has been an obstacle in the way of Rhea Ripley on her title reign. Hard-hitting affair. Nia Jax has been getting the upper hand on Rhea Ripley leading into this confrontation. They've been trying to build it up, have promo packages and stuff like that. What do you guys think of this? What do you guys make of this matchup? And who's going to be leaving Perth as the World Women's Champion?
You can go ahead, Lewis.
My gut, and this is the thing, because I think I've kind of been a Nia supporter since her coming back and just like being put in a better position. Mm-hmm. I would like to pick her. But again, I think you're not going to
pick against the poster lady, are you? She's on the poster.
The show is literally about her.
And Rhea's also on the cover of 2K24. Come on.
Yes. Is Nia Jax even in the game? Did she make
and this why
she'll be DLC.
And this is why, like, I get the whole. They're both from that area. Nia Jax is from New Zealand. Obviously, Rhea's from Australia. I honestly would have liked to seen this match at WrestleMania, honestly, just because I feel like they're two titans going at each other. Yes, the location is obviously going to get a huge pop, and there's going to be a lot of, but I feel like it's kind of like not an easy win, but like an obvious win for Rhea to win. Like, it's tough when it comes to these PLEs because it's like, are we really going to have big title changes right before WrestleMania?
See, Lewis, I was just about to say that was going to be my whole point of actually about this match. Matches like this I always felt were like kind of like dangerous in a sense.
Yeah.
Whether it was Fastlane or No Way Out back in the day.
Are we forgetting Roadblock? Hey, Charlotte and Sasha Banks had an Iron Man match on there.
So whatever the pay-per-view was that come right before WrestleMania, I always felt like matches like this were kind of like useless to have because when you're looking forward to WrestleMania and you fantasy book all year, and you look at who the champion is, and then you're just thinking like, there's no way how this dominant champion can lose the title now going into the biggest show of the year. So that's why I always felt like whether it was the world title, the IC title, whenever they would have some of these title matches, unless it was somebody that like made sense. Like if they did Rhea versus Becky at this Australia show, then it really would be a toss up because you could see either one of them walking into WrestleMania as champion. As much as you guys despise Becky Lynch, the company loves Becky Lynch.
That's the thing. But I don't despise Becky Lynch. I know Dan is obviously.
I do.
I know exactly. That's why I said it. I know Dan is 100%.
Somebody has to be honest on this show. Somebody has to tell the truth.
and okay, and see, look, I do get what Dan is because I've been looking at Becky more, and I'm like, it's kind of in a sense where like she's already kind of done it all, so it's like not like why are you still going? Obviously, the goal is obviously to win more championships, but it's just like I think we've seen. I don't know. For me, I feel like we've seen Becky win enough. It's like I want these other people to get highlighted. Like I want Nia, I want Raquel, which I was surprised that she came back and everything. I thought she was actually going to be at like, where's Jade? Just like start highlighting. Like
taking Jade out of the chamber was the smartest thing anybody could have done. Thank God that they didn't.
Really?
Not really. I don't think Jade should be in the chamber.
We'll get to that on the women's chamber.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I'm not a huge fan of this whole Rhea Becky. I feel like Nia Rhea is like a better fit for Mania, just because they're just two titans like going at each other. Where it's just like
it's the first real obstacle in front of Rhea Ripley.
Exactly, and like
Raquel was supposed to be that. The match didn't hit as much. They didn't really build it right. She's been out a little bit, so there hasn't been that confrontation between the two. And then you look at everybody on the roster. Zoe Stark had a good match. Shayna Baszler, like other people have been okay, but Nia Jax has been kicking ass
ever since she's come back. Nia
Jax. All right. You want to know what Nia Jax? That's her name. I'm not listening to
number guys. 2 of the year.
How I pronounce it is how I pronounce it. Damn it. That's what we're doing in 2024.
Oh.
That's what we're doing.
The highlight of Dan pronunciation.
I'll say this much about Rhea Ripley. She's been dominant. She's been dominant all year. I mean, now we're coming up on I think like a full year now of her winning the title. But again, going back to these matches on the shows before WrestleMania. I'm almost starting to look at this match kind of if you guys remember back at the Saudi show, I think it was Cody Rhodes was facing Damian Priest, and I think War Games was the next show, and I pretty much treated it like, okay, Cody's gonna win. Let's just move on to this Survivor Series because Judgment Day and Cody and friends have been feuding for like 3 months, and it had been leading up to this. So I'm almost looking at this match, and similarly from the standpoint of well. It's Rhea Ripley. She's the poster child of the show. It's in Australia. I mean, the show is pretty much has been built around her for months. Let's just hurry up and get this dub and move on to WrestleMania already. Because I don't think anybody realistically is gonna pick Nia Jax unless Rhea is injured or something. And I haven't heard anything of the such. So
see, that's why I felt like. They've already planted the seed for the whole Rhea Becky thing, and I was just like,
bring that up for the chamber.
Yeah, and like it makes like I think that promo was good, where she's like, "Oh, I want to face you because I need to prove to myself if I'm like good enough." Which I'm like, okay, that's like a good reason to like want. I mean, obviously win the title again, but I'm like, I felt like this pay-per-view probably would have been better, but
good enough.
It is what it is. But yeah, I'm definitely I'm going to Rhea. Obviously coming on top.
The trifecta again. I'm going to Rhea as well.
It
just makes sense. I think it's going to be a good show, and especially for Nia Jax as well, who has been putting in a lot of good work since she's come back. And her and Rhea should be able to put on a great show. Two powerhouses going at it in Australia. WWE, give them time. Don't make this a short match. If we're going to do this, do it right. Do it right to make everybody look good and make your champion look stronger to go into WrestleMania and make Nia not just get casted to the wayside, because obviously we don't think she's going to be in the title match at Mania, but definitely put her in a position to look good, because I think since she's been back, she has been great, and I think people should applaud that, because I mean, even though she's not the most likable person apparently from past history and stuff like that, this new iteration, she's acknowledging that she doesn't care. She's being a bitch on TV, all this other stuff. She took out the Elimination Chamber contestants on Monday night to end that segment. So that's clearly showing that she's still going to be a factor in the women's division. So hopefully that goes well for her. But I'm going Rhea Ripley as well.
Okay, so question: Is this main eventing the show?
It should.
It should, because I'm thinking of this. It should.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's the poster child. I mean, the show to me, the show is literally about her. I mean, they've been whenever they announced Elimination Chamber was in Australia, the first person they were thinking of, okay, this is Rhea Ripley. I mean,
but that's tough though, because that's like having which I know they don't really do anymore. It's like having this Hell in the Cell pay-per-view, but how do you not finish with a Hell in the Cell as the main event?
Hey, John Cena and John Laurinaitis. And there's a bunch of pay-per-views going on last, all right?
It's not that era anymore, Dan.
No, but I think it will be a nice touch. I think this is where you can have that outlier of that. But
yeah,
and just, I mean, in my head, I'm just thinking unless some way Jade gets involved to cause her the match or something like that, or Nia Jax the match and set up that for Mania, whatever the case may be. But definitely going to be interesting. I think they deserve to main event. I think Rhea has earned that feather in her cap, especially being from Australia. In Australia, it would be dope. It would be dope.
Yeah.
But let's move on here. Moving on to the women's chamber match. This has been a tournament, kind of like you win and you're in type of segment for WWE. We have Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Tiffany Stratton, a newcomer from NXT, Naomi, the returning Naomi, and the returning Raquel Rodriguez, who won a battle royal on Monday, which was a nice surprise in my addition. We've been missing her for a while. It's good to see that she's cleared back from her illness and back wrestling. But who do you guys have for the women's elimination chamber and to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania?
See,
we don't want to say it, but I think we know who's going to win.
Because I mean, it's almost like, what's the point of having this chamber after what we saw at the press conference? Like the press conference made it so obvious that this is the direction that you're going in. I mean, they're saying Becky's pretty much saying, "Yeah, I got to win the chamber to get to you." I mean, she's been saying this for like 3 weeks now, and I mean, they literally just put Becky in front of a screen and said, "No, you're facing Rhea. Just make it look like that you're going to be struggling to get to that point, but you're going to get to that point." I mean.
That was a missed opportunity because I felt like you could have had Bianca on stage. I felt like you could have had any of these women that were probably going to be in this chamber match say, "Hey."
You could have had Rhea come out. You could have had Bianca come out, and then you could have had Jade come out at that press conference.
Had Nia Jax come out.
Nia Jax, you could have had all these dominant women come out to let Rhea know, like, yeah.
It could be any one of us going after Mania, you know.
And then it would have been fine. But they've made it too obvious that they want this Becky versus Rhea match, which honestly I've been mentioning since the summertime that that's a WrestleMania quality match that they're probably gonna hold off on.
Is it?
When you look at the net, I mean, like I said, Daniel, you made this spot Becky Lynch. Yes. But
it's more of a sense of like really who can challenge Rhea at WrestleMania. It's like it's honestly Nia.
I get it because Becky is kind of like the old guard, right? She's a part of that 4 horsewoman title women's division that was overtaking wrestling at that point. Her, Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte overtaking that. So it's kind of like the old guard still fighting up against the new fresh guard because Rhea Ripley is the face of the new generation. I don't want to sound like Bret Hart, like she's Bret Hart in WWF in 1995, but she's kind of that new ushering of the era, and I guess that's the matchup that they're going for in terms of this chamber. I'm pretty sure all of us are picking Becky. Unfortunately, we're all picking Becky, but I just
wish they wouldn't have done that. I mean, like even with the segment that they had on Raw with all of the women coming out. I mean, having Becky come out first, and then literally when you hear everybody else give their spiel about them winning, you're literally looking at them like, yeah, you don't have a chance. Especially Liv Morgan. Oh my god. Oh my god. Again, the damn robot, the teleprompter. Yeah.
I'd rather
she go back to
NXT Vega in there than Liv Morgan. Like, wow.
Yes. Zelina Vega, Zoe Stark. Anybody else? Jade Cargill. Let's talk about that. Should Jade Cargill be in this match?
No.
I hate that because it's like we saw her at the Rumble.
And then you don't see her on. I mean, we see her on TV, but give her a match.
Backstage segment. But it's like,
yeah.
And then if we're going to have this WrestleMania moment between her and Nia Jax, Nia's on Raw. Jade is allegedly signed to SmackDown. How is that gonna transition there? Like, I
don't mind. I don't mind it because
unless we're getting Bianca versus Jade.
Because when you look at Jade, think about it. She was in the Rumble. She ended up being in the final three. Had a dominant performance, but still she did lose, even though she was dominant. Now we're gonna put her in another situation in the chamber with the same circumstances where they may set her up to eliminate 3 or 4 people. But if she ends up losing again, I mean, you still have that side of her getting pinned, which I'm assuming.
Like, I saw that thrown around online and saying that she's going to get pinned and that's going to just diminish her. She was the TBS champion in AEW. Like, we're not expecting, like,
in WWE's world doesn't mean shit.
No, but I get that. But to the audience, that also doesn't mean anything. In other words, I feel like that's a way that they can continue to build her up. Like, I stepped in the Royal Rumble. I wasn't afraid of the moment. I stepped in the chamber. I wasn't afraid of the moment. I feel like that can boost her and add to her character rather than making it look like she's diminished. Where it's like she was in AEW doing squash matches. The only way that she can go up is up. There's no down for her.
No, I would agree with you completely if she had Lewis said been featured on SmackDown in these backstage segments with the way she's like negotiating her contract and stuff. Now, if that never happens and then we haven't seen her since the Rumble, then you're 100%. I agree with you. You're 100% spot on. But they have been like showing her, keeping her fresh in the audience's mind. So.
You know,
I don't think a loss in the chamber is bad though.
No, because it's a multi-man match, and it's like the more a lot of times, like when we make our prediction, like who's going to win, there's usually always someone who has a big spot, and that will usually catapult them, like
but even if she doesn't
highlight them in whatever way.
Even if she doesn't win, just if we're going to be doing a WrestleMania matchup, just have Nia Jax come in and attack her.
What are you saying? Do a spot where she doesn't get pinned, but she gets like taken out of the match?
No, even if she gets pinned, but she gets taken out, like have Nia Jax throw her through a pod or something.
For what reason?
To set up that Mania match. It doesn't.
It doesn't change. You know where I'm seeing. And I know you guys are probably not going to like this, but you know where I'm seeing her going? And yeah, it's not ideal, but could still be a good thing. I see her more going, because she's on SmackDown. And, we've had these interactions with her and Bianca, but they haven't necessarily been, like, clashing. I feel like they've been a little buddy-buddy. So I almost kind of see them becoming a tag team. And I could see them being a group going after like the tag titles, and that could actually elevate the tag titles too.
I think you mentioned that as an idea, yes. For them to be a tag team, be dominant, win the tag team titles, and then when they lose them,
they should have joined the Hurt Business and then just beating people up as heels. That was my decision. I was like, they should be heels, beating the hell out of everybody, and then they're the tag champs on some.
I don't see them being heels. Just because but Bianca's not a heel, and then
go ahead. Sorry.
No, just because I don't see Bianca being a heel right now, and she's just like kind of being like, oh, like I'm this big new strong signee, whatever. Like I see them kind of being like baby faces together. So
it could be Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle when they were buddy.
That's true.
Going for the title. And then eventually that can build hopefully in the future, a Bianca Belair heel turn or Jade heel turn because she's more naturally a heel.
I definitely see that happening. So.
But they can build up the tag team division for a little bit and then turn on each other. And then that's your next feud. They can definitely do that. So, It's not out of the realm. I don't mind them being in a tag team. So I'm not.
Especially with the Kabuki Warriors being heels right now, I feel like that'd be the perfect babyface and like legit competition for the tag titles. Like who else were they? We're going to do what are these two? The girls who lost the tag titles. No, the other one, the little ones. I can't remember the name.
KC2.
Yeah.
KC2. You might as well call them that right now. That actually sounds.
What is their name? Is it?
They have no name.
They're just Katana Chance and
KC2.
What is it? What is it? Katana Chance and what's their other name?
Caden Carter.
Caden Carter.
But yeah, they should be in that role as well too. But It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Jade. I'm more interested in what they're going to do with her because it's like I can't picture her missing WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't get why they're not just giving her
squash matches.
Like do exactly what made her popular.
They're probably saving it for after Mania. Like, well, after Mania, they're probably gonna.
But I feel like
are they gonna have a match at WrestleMania, and then after that start the whole.
But the thing is, you already introduced her at the Rumble. Why wait?
And especially in that role where she lifted Nia Jax over the top rope. I don't understand. I mean, get enhancement talent. It doesn't have to be anybody on the roster.
Have her face Nikki Cross and Liv Morgan.
I'm almost afraid though that for her, what if they do decide to go to WrestleMania based upon that and decide to do Jade against Nia? I don't like that. I don't like that as a good first match for Jade.
No.
That's the thing.
They have to save that for PLE.
You got the story, but damn, I wouldn't want to see Jade's first match against Nia because if you see matches,
there's no build. You're just gonna base it off of a Rumble elimination. It's like
that should be. That's what started Big Show and Rock.
Yeah, but you're telling me you're just gonna build off an elimination and then we're gonna have a match at Mania. It's like, I mean, I get it.
Nia loses at Perth, and then she just attacks Jade. Like, you cost me my moment. If it wasn't for you, I would have been in Mania already. I would have already been at Mania.
But how does that make sense if she's already getting a title shot?
Because that's guaranteed. You could make it up like I didn't have time to prepare. I could have been XYZ.
Come on, she's had it.
Heels have been making up shit to be mad about.
Heels do.
I had a cold from the airplane, so I wasn't ready for my title match.
Nia Jax has said everything. Nia Jax could come up with anything.
My hole was still hurting. Like,
my hole
still fractured.
Then I had to sit on a 16-hour plane ride.
Yeah, but the thing about this women's match that I find like interesting, because obviously if
I'm just gonna say this, Liv Morgan should not be in it.
We agree on that.
I don't want to hate on a wrestler, but she should not be in it.
So with the women's title matches essentially being set after this, it kind of makes me look at this women's roster and just be like, damn, what are we gonna do with the rest of these women now for the rest of WrestleMania?
Exactly.
They're so deep. You still got Bianca out there. I mean, you still got Raquel. I mean, you got all these other women, and you got to figure out what to do with them. I mean, it's a good problem to have, but it's damn.
Makeshift tag teams, and then Bianca's going to be like, I have to find a tag team partner.
I totally forgot about Naomi. Like, she's back. So it's like...
She's going to be like, I got to find a tag team partner. A mystery tag team partner is going to be Jade. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a tag team turmoil match at WrestleMania or something.
I really hope they do something with Naomi, at least after WrestleMania season. Like,
they have to. They have to.
I mean, we just haven't even heard her speak yet. I'm like, how have you not spoken about your return yet and everything? It's like
no. She pulled a Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. She went away, got bigger, and came back. So they gotta do something with her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let her talk. We haven't even. She's had a match or two here, but it's like, let her talk about her return. Like, hey, I'm back. I'm coming for gold or whatever it is.
I mean. Hopefully they don't do a makeshift tag team. I don't know what they're going to be doing.
Oh, please no.
EST and
you can't have her start off in a tag team. That's the main reason you left.
Women's division.
She's back to make it better, Lewis. She's back to make it better, Lewis.
Oh.
That's why she's came back. She's all about tag team wrestling.
She needs to come for world title status.
Since we're mentioning it, I know it's weeks ahead. No more Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royals and no more women's Battle Royals at WrestleMania. Please.
It's happening.
Unless you're gonna put stakes on both of them, don't have them at all. I don't care about getting people on the card because the match really means nothing because they just win.
There has to be some type of stipulation like you win this, you get this, or you get a title shot like
And this,
not even like a world title, or at least like a mid card title. I don't know.
in this aspect, be exactly like AEW. Win the match, you get a contract for either the Intercontinental or the US title match. The US title. Just be like in that case, you can be like AEW because, like I said, I like when AEW does it. They just do too fucking many of them. That's the only.
It's like once every 2 months.
They do so many of them. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, you lost his luster.
Shit. But we're all going Becky Lynch in that match. We wish Zelina Vega was in there. It would have been good showing.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton, the new come up, is in that match, so that's cool. That's just a new
She came
in that match.
So what are you gonna do with her? It's like division is deep.
It's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be a lot of movement. I think there's gonna be a lot of movement. That's why I was kind of thinking that Bianca would win, because then she can go challenge Rhea and go to Raw. But her husband's on SmackDown, so I'm like, I don't think they're gonna pull them apart like that. But it's tough. It's tough. But we're going Becky Lynch. Hopefully the man can put on a good showing. She did have that banger with Trish. That's what I'm always going to keep in the back of my mind.
That's the only highlight for Dan. Yeah, a great cell match with Trish that we thought was going to be a dud.
She pulled the banger out.
We all thought that match was going to be a dud.
We thought it was going to be terrible. Even Trish, I thought it was going to be terrible.
The match was so good, it almost made me think it was better than Rhea and Charlotte, and then I had to watch it again to change my mind.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't have gone that far, but it was pretty good. But we're all going Becky Lynch in the chamber. Moving on to the men's elimination chamber. This has been built up. A lot of guys getting in. Let me go over the field again. Let me pull up my notes. We got Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and United States champion Logan Paul. This is definitely who's who of main eventers right now outside of the title pictures, right? But who do you guys have going into this winning with a big lineup like this?
Well, I've been riding with this guy for the longest time since he came back. I've been screaming for him to get paid. I've been watching his story play out, just hoping and praying that the WWE will see the error of their ways and finally give this man what he's deserved after everything that he's done. I gotta go Drew McIntyre. I mean, the story is there now that this whole this whole Rock Roman situation. I'm not sure if it's 100% set in stone or whatever the situation is, but now that Seth needs a challenger, I mean, I just think Drew makes the most sense. Now, like I've said weeks before, I've suggested them putting Drew's contract situation into the story, but now I'm seeing that maybe that's not necessarily needed, because he's been telling this story about how he's the savior of WrestleMania since apparently he took out CM Punk. I wish we had John on tonight so I can rub that in. But they've been telling that story with Drew. I mean, he had the match with Cody, which was very good this past Monday. I just think that it's the right direction to go in, because they still owe that man a WrestleMania moment that he had at the Performance Center in front of nobody. And we've all been, complaining that, if he was going to win the title, that, Clash of the Castle against Roman Reigns was the time to do it. And I know we've also been pretty much saying that, like, lately Drew's been like the Dallas Cowboys. When it counts, he just lets everybody down. But I just think that now that we're at match 3 now between him and Seth, I think it's time to put the title on Drew and let him have that moment. So I'm going to Drew McIntyre, and if I'm right, I told John in the chat, if I'm right, I'm purchasing that CM Punk graveyard shirt that Drew McIntyre has been wearing, and I am gonna wear it, assuming that match is either gonna be night 1 main event. I am gonna wear it on night 1 if Drew is successful in the chamber.
So many people in this match that I would like to see win, but the one that he stands out the most, and he's been killing it every week in, week out, highlighting why the slow burn heel turn, still kind of a face. It's got to be Drew. It's got to be Drew, and I hope. What Brian just says right. I hope he gets his WrestleMania moment. It looks like everybody's basically going to be pulling double duty at Mania. They're already heading towards that tag match with The Rock and Roman, and then Cody and Seth. But then obviously,
should they do that?
It's gonna come and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm so back and forth right now with that idea because
what is the point?
I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want it to happen, but
Rollins getting involved in that. What is the point?
Because
that's what the press conference.
Yeah,
it
is. Nah. It's literally the press conference because he was there and then he had his back. So of course,
from Drew's perspective, I absolutely get him wanting Seth to wrestle 2 nights, twice in the same night. Yeah. Absolutely get that. Absolutely get that. But it's like, I don't want that match. Get those guys that match. Like,
it's gonna. That's the reason they're doing it because, they already canceled the Rock Roman thing. So you can't bring the Rock back and do all this and not have him have a match. Especially if it's not going to be the world title match.
Sure.
That you didn't want, Dan, but look, you got what you wanted, and then you're still not happy.
It wasn't the final result. That's how we got there, right?
That doesn't matter to Dan. It doesn't make any sense.
Because it doesn't.
What we wanted to happen is happening. So, but like I said, you can't bring The Rock back and then him slap Cody and all this and not have a match at Mania. So that's why I know they're doing it. And obviously, because it's a giant spectacle, you got Roman and Rock, and then Cody, and then who's gonna have Cody's back? Be anybody else? Like who?
They
else
have been alluding to that.
Okay,
exactly. So I see that happening, and then
So go ahead, Lewis. You can keep going, Lewis. Go ahead.
So like I said, it's gonna be double duty because then you're gonna have Roman and Cody go again. So then obviously the winner of this match is, Seth's gonna have 2 matches. So it's like, who better than Drew, who's on a great heel turn right now? And
so the Rock is not gonna main event night 1.
I don't want him to, but I feel like it's going to. It's going to.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like, do you have Seth lose earlier in the night and then have the tag match, which doesn't make any sense? Do you have the tag match before where The Rock is in the mid card technically?
Nah.
So that's why I'm like, how are they going with this? If they're going to.
And see, that's the tough part, because I was just about to say, I'm like, you can have it go second to last, but then I'm like, wait, so then when is Seth
going to wrestle?
Yeah.
And here's 2 things I don't think people are really thinking about. One, Seth Rollins is still hurt. Remember, he hasn't. I mean, he's still recovering from that. He said he'll be ready at WrestleMania, but do you really want to risk it, having him wrestle both nights and literally jeopardizing the next night? Because he's still gimpy on that. Number 1,
he's superhuman.
And number 2, something else people aren't mentioning. If they do decide to have this tag match on night 1, and then Seth has his title match on night 2, that pretty much guarantees that we're not going to get the Money in the Bank cash in, because you're going to have Cody and Roman main eventing, so you kind of don't want the cash in to get overshadowed. The cash in would then get overshadowed by the main event of Roman.
I mean, technically, it's on a separate show.
But let's say Cody is victorious. You're not going to remember that Priest cashed in. All you're really thinking about is Cody. That's why I would like to see that the night before. That way, that can be like the theme of that night, and then night 2 their theme is going to be Cody winning the title hypothetically. So I don't want the moments to be overshadowed by on one night. Whereas then you can just separate them and then have like their own. Each night can have their own separate moment.
I mean, that's naturally the order of things, right? Like you want each guy to have their moment. You want each title to mean something. But let's be honest, they haven't been treating it like it. At the WrestleMania press conference, again, what did I say? They diminished Seth so much in that promo. Like, he's still hot. He's still going to get his moments and stuff like that. But that promo, to me, was damaging to him. Unfortunately,
don't think so. It's just
I don't think
it was damaging. I think it's just showing how big of an attraction Roman is right now. I don't think it diminishes what he's been doing.
Then what's the attraction for Seth? That's what I keep saying. It doesn't help that he's hurt. That doesn't help either. Like,
it doesn't.
He's still making weekly appearances, which is cool. They're keeping him on TV and stuff like that. But if he's not going to get physical in any of these altercations, how is he going to back Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
It's like, how are you? You got to stick together, but it's like, you're not even cleared. So who else is helping him? And I've said this before. I don't know where the Creed brothers are, but from that moment where they were helping him, Cody Rhodes, I thought that would be the logical choice to go up against the Bloodline, right? But they haven't been utilized in that role as yet. And then you're thinking about Seth, who's just hurt right now. It's like, which way are they going to go? And even on top of that, when I look towards WrestleMania, it's like, is he going to lose first? Is he going to lose? Like, how are they going to stack that if they are going to do that tag match? So definitely going to be interesting. But I'm going Drew McIntyre as well. He's been the hottest thing in wrestling in my eyes outside of the Bloodline story. Like, I think he's been the best thing on wrestling with his promos, with his cunning. We did see on Raw where he kind of was conflicted that the Bloodline helped him defeat Cody Rhodes. Yeah. But it's like, I don't think that's going to stop his heel turn and him ramping up for WrestleMania. I think this is the road for him. Bobby Lashley's in there. Kevin Owens is in there. I was thinking of an odd chance that Logan Paul could win it and face Seth, right? Like, that's and have that type of megastar attraction to a match. But it's like he's the United States champion as well, so I don't see them doing that. LA Knight, who has been kind of a little bit of cold. Everyone's still reacting to him, but it's just like he hasn't really been able to do anything. He's kind of stuck in limbo, but he's getting stuck into another match. He was in the championship match at the Rumble. He's in the chamber match here. Kevin Owens, who I would love to see at some point get back into the title picture. I just don't think that's in the cards at this point. And Bobby Lashley just randomly getting put into this match. And I just feel like he's randomly in it. And I'm just like, I don't know if he should be in it. I feel like at some point,
AJ,
the testament, the last testament is going to come in and try to derail his situation at some point.
Final testament.
That feud with Lashley's crew against the New Testament, that's the exact reason why tag team titles need to be split now. Because not only you got multiple teams, but now you got warring stables now, which you can have tag teams out of. So, like I said, the talent is there. You just need to do it now.
Yeah. They desperately need to do it. Desperately need to split
no titles, please.
But we're all going Drew on the men's Elimination Chamber. John sent in his picks, and they're pretty much corresponding with what we're all saying here. Judgment Day to retain the tag titles, Rhea Ripley to retain her title, Becky Lynch and Drew in their respective chamber matches. So we all unanimously pick everything the same thing. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if we get any wrong.
The show before WrestleMania is like I said, the dangerous thing about these shows is because you're already fantasy booking WrestleMania of who the biggest stars are. So you already got it in the back of your mind.
So there's no chance of any swerves, Brian? Is that what you're saying? There's no chance of any swerves?
Not for this pay-per-view.
Come on.
I mean, could you imagine Rhea actually losing the title? Could you imagine?
Unless Triple H is keeping up with Vince and losing in your hometown.
Exactly.
But Nia Jax walking into WrestleMania as champion?
Crazy.
Like, who's she going to face? Raquel?
I mean, not
triple threat, Becky, Rhea.
Rhea Ripley's hell-bent on getting her title at some point.
This is my thing. When I always think of, like, the ways they could, like, keep other people in, I'm like, oh, yeah, just go triple threat. But I'm like, I feel like it's already been done. Like, not already done. I mean, yeah, it's been done. But, like, the whole thing with, like, when Becky won both titles and was, her, Ronda, and Charlotte. So it's like, do you really want to just keep doing that every time or whatever? But I don't know.
If it warrants it, if they book it correctly.
Yeah.
That's what I've been talking about on the show for over a year. As long as it's done correctly, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. Have Becky and Nia Becky and Nia sign their contract for WrestleMania, and Rhea Ripley just goes on an absolute badass tear.
Yeah. And see, I wouldn't be against a triple threat Rhea, Nia, and Becky because you already got the
story between
the Nia Becky stuff, and then you got the Becky wanting to go after Rhea stuff. So I feel like that would easily be a stellar
WWE,
probably even main event type thing for Mania.
WWE, if you're listening, do that.
Yeah.
That way, you can protect everybody in the match.
Yeah.
You can protect everybody heading into WrestleMania. How do you guys feel about no mid-card titles on the card? No Gunther, no Logan Paul's in the chamber, but no match for the United States title again.
See, I don't get Logan being in the chamber match.
Me either.
I don't get that. Why isn't AJ in it? Like, I
would have loved to see Montez Ford in it again.
Yeah,
that's just.
I was actually going to mention that.
I know Bobby Lashley's in there, but Montez was in there last year and put on a show, and we were all hyped when he was in it. And he's not even close to that.
Because he's in a tag team. Why would he go low?
I had so much high hopes for Montez Ford after that.
He needs to break away from the street from Dawkins and stuff, and that's not happening.
That would stop the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was because of the draft.
True. Yeah. But it's like, man, I had so much high hopes for him. I thought him and Austin Theory were going to be a big U.S. title feud going through the summer, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
It just never happened.
Wasn't there 1 year there was a tag team elimination chamber?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think the New Day was.
Yeah, the New Day won.
I think.
I'm surprised they haven't done another one since that.
They should explore that. I don't know.
They should. I feel like
there's only technically one tag team championship on the card. They can't have two chamber matches, Lewis. They have to keep.
That's what That's what I'm saying. But that year it was like I think it was just the women's and then the tag chamber match. I'm just saying, like, they haven't done the tag chamber match since that one time. You know,
I'm looking for the. Come on, where's the history on this thing? Wikipedia. Why can't I find anything now? Woo. Elimination Chamber. Here we go. What's the Elimination Chamber? Because there was one. I know they had the Intercontinental title one with Ryback, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, here we go. It was the New Day versus. They defeated Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Los Matadors, the Ascension, Lucha Dragons, and the Primetime Players.
It was that long ago?
That was 2015. That's the first one.
No, there wasn't a more recent one?
The Boston Hug Connection.
Oh, you talking about the women's one that's when the women's tag team titles were first introduced, and they were
But there has not been one since. So the last one they did it was 2015. Feel like it's a missed opportunity since we have all these tag teams.
Exactly. Get everybody on the card.
It had 3 chamber matches on the card. It had a big one, but also Gunther not on the card. That's my thing. I'm like international Gunther. I thought he would have been an easy shoe-in for a pay-per-view, but nope. They had that on Monday Night Raw to put.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could have moved this to the pay-per-view and did the exact same angle on the elimination.
Yes.
So yeah.
Did they do that because Jimmy and Jay can't fly internationally? Is that still a thing? Is Australia letting them?
I thought that was just Canada.
I thought that was Canada. They probably just needed a main event for Raw, and they were just like, at least Raw can be focused on this. So
let's do
chamber
it now.
to chamber. Yeah,
they could have done the same thing. I'm saying what you're saying, Brian. They could have done the same thing and pushed that Jimmy and Jay storyline, which is apparently happening. Which we all thought there was no shot. We didn't think it was going to happen.
I mean, when the IC title match was introduced, I think John had said that, like, oh, this would be a good spot for Jay to win the title, and I said, it's a setup for Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania.
We knew it was coming once we saw
they attacked Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, we saw them on like. It would have been more surprise if we didn't see them on the show and then boom.
Yeah. I mean, where's Adam Pearce? Get control of your show, guy. Instead of just dealing with Chelsea Green all the time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do some work. These SmackDown people just ignoring the brand extension, the brand split. Oh man, it's 2000. What was the time when they were doing like Super Raw and stuff like that? When they had SmackDown people on Raw all the time?
I think that was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
I remember because I was at Northeastern during those days. I remember that shit.
Yeah. They just keep doing it, man. They just keep doing it. Do you guys think Chad Gable's hunting back up into the mid-card title with his win over Ivar?
I hope so.
WrestleMania moment. Let's go.
If they build it right, it will happen, and he should be the one to do it. I feel like when he was having his other run, he probably should have done it, but Gunther hadn't passed the mark yet, so that was the tough part.
Well, he's passed the mark, and it's time. Chad Gable, give him his moment. It's time. He's too awesome in the ring.
Yeah,
he's too awesome in the ring. But
I wonder if they're ever gonna kind of separate him from the Alpha Academy and maybe just let him do his own thing. But
I don't think so. If he eventually wins, I don't think they're going to do that unless Otis turns on him in some capacity.
The one I want to know what the hell they're doing with is AJ Styles. I don't know what the hell
he's going to split from the. He's going to split from the. He's split from the OC, right?
I feel like he's already split from them, but it's just like he's just like pissed off.
He's a prime example of the roster being so damn deep with talent right now that like you're literally trying to find something for him.
Yeah,
but it's like, this is AJ Styles we're talking about though.
You want to know what the issue is? Logan Paul as the United States champion.
Everybody's
in limbo.
Exactly. Like I was the one that said that putting the title on him was a bad idea because you're only going to get so much of him, and you already got.
Hey, he did wrestle on Smackdown.
I mean, now he's wrestling consecutive weeks now. I think he's doing that leading up to WrestleMania now. But before then, when he won the title, I was even saying that like, okay, he's going to be gone for 2 months. I mean, you're already missing one world title, so literally all you have to compete for on SmackDown is the women's championship. So what exactly are these guys competing for? You got 2 titles, two champions who are on the show every week. So
I said it long ago.
Who did Logan Paul beat the U.S. title for?
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Santos turned on right.
Yeah.
But the mid-card title, I said it when they did that tournament. LA Knight should have won that tournament, and he should have been carrying that title into WrestleMania. He could have lost it at WrestleMania, and that would have propelled him into the main event. He's gotten into the main event picture, but I just feel like the natural order of things would have been for him to win that mid-card title, defend it, have a feud, give Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, AJ Styles. There's a lot of guys in the mid-card that just don't have anything to do on SmackDown.
This is the thing, though, with the U.S. title, and it's like, how are you not doing the same thing that they were doing with the IC title? It's like you got the recipe right there. Why not just have 2 strong mid-card titles? But
Logan Paul needed something. He needed to get a win. He needed to.
But that's the thing. It's like even as him as the champ, I don't see it as a bad thing because I feel like he's gonna take it and promote it. Yeah, he's not having matches every week. I mean, he just had a match, but it's like it's still gonna bring more eyes to it, and I don't know why more eyes aren't. I don't know. Maybe he just needs more matches, I guess. So I don't know.
They just needed a main attraction for WrestleMania. Logan Paul is the main attraction, so they're gonna have him carry it in.
I really hope he does lose it at Mania, but also to someone that
deserves it.
Yeah.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
I don't really want that.
I mean, who else? When else is LA Knight going to win it? He hasn't done anything. He's not going to be in it.
I think he needs to. I mean, after Mania, I hope he gets back into the title, the World Heavyweight or WWE Championship.
You think he's going to face Cody Rhodes?
Maybe he gets traded.
You think
maybe he gets drafted?
I mean, the draft is coming up. The draft is coming up a month after, so you don't know.
Is it? Are we really doing another draft?
Anyway.
It doesn't matter. The draft that's only legit for 3 weeks a year.
Oh my god!
But hopefully they pan out with something. But yeah, no mid-card titles on the card, which I thought was weird, and I thought that would have been a good opportunity without the main event scene on the card. You would have had these guys on there, but nope, no mid-card titles. But we made our picks for Elimination Chamber. That's going to be on Saturday at 5 a.m. So set your DVRs, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, I have to work at 10 on Saturday, so I might as well just get up and try.
Just get up and watch.
I actually have no work this weekend, and I know my son's going to be up early, so I'll probably rewind it and watch it from whenever I wake up.
At least there will be no spoilers, right? No spoilers, man. So that will be a good thing, man. But that will be happening on Saturday. Obviously, we'll be returning next week with the fallout from the Elimination Chamber and see what happens with Raw, Monday Night Raw next week. So we'll be getting into all of that. As always, thank you guys for joining me. And until next time. What?